Anderson.
What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to channel Anderson, and welcome to the first ever video where I try to weld completely on my own, nobody around to help. I've only tried once before. Mike was around to kind of help me out, guide me a little bit with a similar kind of cheaper starter welder. This is the Harbor Freight titanium 125 flux welder, and I picked it up a little while ago just to, you know, mess around with and do the odds and end projects that come up. Like right now, we're gonna try an exhaust project. So I just got it set up. It's pretty easy. It uses 0.030 wire or 0.035 wire. I got 0.030. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Just feed the wire in, turn it on, hold the trigger down to get the wire to feed through. When you do feed this through the first time, pop off the tip and let the wire feed, and then slide the tip over and the plastic cover, and makes it a lot easier. I heard that from a few people on YouTube and it ended up being true for me too. So definitely do that. And then my settings right now, they have all the settings right here. 2 millimeters is what we're working with, so I put it right on setting D for the heat, and we can bump that up a little bit if we need to between D and E. And then the speed, I have it on 4, which they also recommend, so maybe I'll bump that up to say 4.5, somewhere around there. We can play around. I am not even close to like noob level. I'm just starting from 0, so we'll play around with it. I got basically scrap pieces to use. Here's an old muffler setup that I used to run on my C55 actually, and what we're trying to do is, here's the current setup that I run. This is the resonator, and then it goes out right here, and I've just been running it dumped for a long time, but it's making a mess in the back of the car, so I cut this piece out myself off of what used to be over there and kind of customize it to make a little turn down, and we're gonna weld that onto the end of there. Well, hopefully, if all goes well. So that's what we're training for right now, but I figured I might as well try to get some settings down, just welding straight onto this, and would include you guys. So let's try it out. Everything is pretty much ready. I got the Harbor Freight welder and gloves. I got the TIG gloves just because they move a little bit better. Probably should have got the MIG gloves, but oh well, I think they'll work. I got my safety glasses on, and obviously we need a mask. So this one is a Yes Welder mask, the other popular, like cheaper brand. I just felt like this is a little bit better buy. It was like 35 or 40 bucks off Amazon, which Harbor Freight has one that's similar price, but this one has replaceable batteries. The Harbor Freight one does not, so that's why I went with this. And I tried to set it up in the correct settings, looking at their guide as well. So it's kind of low to medium sensitivity and delay, and then I have it on 12 right now for the shade. So I'm gonna do a quick spark test once I get everything set up, and make sure it's actually auto darkening and I'm not gonna flash burn my eyeballs. So let's just get this set up. I'm freezing cold, but no time to waste, so let's go for it. All right, guys, don't really know what I'm doing, but I think we got everything set up. Go ahead, try this out. Huh. Okay. That didn't do much. Mask is working good though, so that's good. Okay, I wonder if it's because the metal is super cold. Or maybe just because it's dirty. Let's see. Might need to bump the heat up. It's like 30 degrees in the garage. I know a lot of people say like preheating the metal does a lot of good, but we're just trying what we can. That's not working. Alright guys, adjusted things a little bit. I'm getting somewhere. Wire speed is not fast enough. We definitely had to bump up the heat. I think just because the metal's so cold. Try this again. All right, you guys, I got one good kind of bead started here to lay down, but I think my spool was messed up. It got crossed and the wires are getting caught up. It wasn't letting it feed. I definitely think the heat is playing a factor, or rather the cold is playing a factor. It's literally like 20 degrees in the garage. So the heat is bumped way past what it should be for the gauge of wire, or gauge of metal we're using, and the speed I got ramped up. So we're gonna try it again. I started to get a little bit of success there, and then I think the spool getting caught messed us up. So take 3, let's go. All right, yo, it's actually not bad. Check that out. All right, I'm getting the hang of it, and this mask is a lot better. Last time, the one that I used with Mike, I couldn't really see nothing out of it, so I couldn't understand, like, what, you gotta make circles with it, like what the heck is going on? So I'm starting to see that now with a better mask, and yeah, I think I can do this. It's a small project, can't be that bad, knock on wood, but let's try. A couple more practice runs on this and then we'll try the real thing. Yo! Am I actually... doing this right now? Dude! Okay, what the heck? Can you guys see that? Is that not half decent? The left one. The middle one is just when I was trying to get it to work. Top one was a previous. Okay. It's dirty. I don't have a very good wire brush right now to clean things off, but let's try this, guys. All right, guys, we got our actual piece set up. I'm gonna try to just tack it and see if I like the placement. I have it kind of sitting how it would be. This doesn't need to be spot on perfect, but if I can get it pretty close, that would be good. We're definitely gonna have to fill a little bit of gaps, but nothing too crazy. So let's try it and see what happens. Okay. Let's take this off. See if I like that. It's got pretty good penetration. It's sturdy enough. I think that'll work. Let's see. Yeah, that should work. Okay, that's where we're at. And the gap is not too bad. I mean, I can fill it in, but I think we're in business. Worst gap is down at the bottom. I guess I'll try to tack that. Or actually, let's just start working our way around. Okay. We're doing something. Oh, shnikes. Uh-oh. Overconfidence. Overconfidence. Oh, crap, guys. Well, that sucks. I guess we're going a little too hot now. This is a different metal than what I was working with before, too. Shite. That's going to be a lot of filling. All right, you guys, we're performing emergency surgery. All right, is this the ugliest weld you've ever seen? Probably. But did I patch the hole? Yes. I think all that happened was we went from working on that, which was super cold and a little bit thicker than this stuff, which is much higher quality stainless. This is a factory, Mercedes stainless stuff. And I think it just got way too hot because I was on the super hot settings. I went back down to where it's supposed to be, and it's working a lot better now. So wish I didn't do that, but we'll see how I can do on the rest of it. And in reality, I don't give a crap. Nobody's ever gonna see this. I just want it to hold, which I could leave it like this and it would work, but let's finish it up. All right, I started getting a little hot down there again, but that part looks okay. I'm gonna fill in a little bit at the top there. Okay, looking better. All right, we got a lot of gaps to fill here. All right, I'm gonna try to zigzag. I can't remember, somebody told me, you guys, for this type of welding, somebody told me if I should be pushing or pulling, and I can't remember. Maybe I should look it up real quick, but I think this is working okay to pull. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. All right, we've recovered. I'm making mountains. Oh, I'm so bad at this, guys, but who cares? I'm not supposed to be good at it. That was a little better. Still got a little hot at the end. Oh, what am I doing, guys? What am I doing? Dang it, man. It's tricking me. Well, I fill one hole and create another hole. God dang it, dude. Oh, what am I doing wrong here? All right, guys, last little bit. Let's finish strong here. No gaps. Let's not create any, please. All right. That was an experience, guys. Last little part, kind of okay. My goodness, man. All right, well, as the saying goes, grinder and paint make me the welder I ain't. And it's definitely true for this scenario. I'll give myself a little bit of a break because of the cold and then hot scenario with the heat settings. Definitely should be where they're at right now. And then I also, of course, I'm a noob welder and trying to fill some pretty major gaps right there with a cheap welder. But hey, I mean, at the end of the day, we did our first ever exhaust piece, you guys. So it's a smile at the end of the day. Why not? It's not gonna hurt anybody. It's gonna do the job. It's gonna keep the rear of my car clean, not covered in soot, and it wasn't a beauty contest to begin with. So we'll get better as time goes on, but that last little piece right there, we'll say that's the real victory right there. And it's still not great, but it's something. So wow, I'm gonna open up the door and clear myself out. Probably should have had a mask on with this whole scenario. All right guys, so our final looks here. Holding this kind of awkward with one hand, but here's how bad I am at welding, guys. But hey, it'll hold, and at least we got our first independent welding project down. And I learned by the end there, you can see, much better than the rest of it. A lot of spatter, but who cares? It'll do the job. You can judge me, that's okay. But the little welder does good. And I've seen plenty of people that are good at welding do good with it. So with time, hopefully I'll get a little better. And in this scenario, it was definitely the user's fault. Oh! Not the machine. Hey, overall, experience-wise, double thumbs up for me. I liked it. It's fun. I can see why people enjoy welding. It's very like tranquil, I think. Especially if you get good at it, I could imagine it would be really fun to like get in the zone and really see what you're doing, understand what you're doing. I have absolutely zero understanding right now. So it just feels like I'm making things up as I go, because that's what I'm doing. But yeah, somebody that has a hang of this, it's probably super fun. It's probably like driving a car if you're really good at driving cars, or playing basketball if you're really good at basketball. It's fun to do things that you're good at. So hopefully someday. All right, peoples, we're back. It's the next night, and you know, I feel pretty good about what we did. Not the weld quality, but the strength of it will work. And I ended up deciding to paint it. I don't know why. It's kind of an experiment, I guess. It'll be interesting to see how this paint holds up. That's really the only reason I did it. Didn't need to paint it, obviously, but you know, just a fun little experiment. I did want to paint this so I can cover up the welds so they don't rust or anything, but yeah, nothing left to do besides throw it back in the car. So I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna need both hands, and I'll show you guys once it's mounted up there. All right, guys, exhaust is in, and we did pretty good as far as placement goes. Kind of exactly where I wanted it, aiming down and away from everything we got up here. So all right, guys, well, back with the C55. I wanted to close out the video, get a little start, and see if the sounds change. A lot of times when you have it turned down like we have it now, you'll get a nice little reverberation off of the ground, and it'll kind of change the sound of the exhaust system. So let me go ahead, lower it down, and catch you guys inside the cabin. Hopefully the battery's not dead from it sitting in here in 25 degrees for the last few days. All right, guys. See what this thing sounds like if our battery's not dead. Oh my goodness. It is so freaking cold, you guys. It is not 45 degrees, that is a lie. All right. the garage so I don't smoke myself out. Don't know if you guys can see, but we got smoke properly diverting away from making a mess where it was before. So I would say success as far as that goes. It's still hanging out, you know, under the car, but that's fine. When you got momentum, it's gonna go down and out the back. All right, guys. Yeah. Been running for a few minutes. It's not warm by any means, but I can give a couple revs. I think it changed. That sounds pretty dope. I don't know if you guys can tell in person, but, or I mean on camera, but you can tell in person for sure. And we're off the ground right now too. I bet when it's on the ground on some nice cold pavement, I think it's gonna be good. All right, well. All right, guys. Well, I would label that as a success. Does a Harbor Freight welder work? Yes, it does. Do I have a lot of room to improve? Yes, I do. I did learn a new method. Shout out to my buddy Ian, Stock AMG and Z06 on Instagram. Talk there quite frequently. M156 guru, Benz guru in general, all types of stuff. I shouldn't even say just one motor. He knows all types of stuff. But he recommended me next time try stitch welding, which I'm sure some of you guys watching might also recommend the same thing. But stitch welding essentially is, you know, instead of trying to make a bead with this thing, you basically just do tack, 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 tack all the way across, especially for things like, you know, exhaust sections. You can try to basically do that to join, you know, in a circle. It's a little bit easier. You don't have to worry as much about trying to get the perfect heat settings. So I'll probably practice this. Seeing my breath in the garage is probably not the most ideal conditions to practice this in. So when it warms up a little bit, I will fire this thing back up and try it out. But I love having this. I just love having this in my arsenal now. Even if I'm a new about it, it's super confidence inspiring to know that like I got something here that I can use in a pinch or for something that I want to try and don't have to outsource or go try to find somebody at a shop that'll do it for me, because I just don't have anybody at a shop locally that I know that, you know, will come through in a pinch like that. So yeah, the whole goal with all of this stuff is to be self-reliant, trying to do as much as we can here and get the things done. So if you're paying attention right now, what's in the background of the video, it's coming up next. We got parts for Ben's on a budget project. I didn't forget. I'm not one of those guys not going to finish a project. It's just taking some time. So we got suspension, we got cooling, we got a bunch of other stuff too for the 190 for those that are involved in the channel. And if you just stopped by because you were curious if the Harbor Freight welder can do this job, yes, it can. And that's it, nothing else. So I will catch you guys on the next one. Enjoy your weekends, be safe, and catch you on the next video. Peace.